today's video, we're going to be visiting Ashkelon. Ashkelon is Israel's southernmost city on Israel's shoreline. It is the last Israeli city before Gaza. In today's virtual tour, I'm going to answer a couple of questions about Ashkelon. And again, feel free, if you have additional questions, to write them in the comment section. I look forward to hearing what you have to say about this site. So, question number one, where is Ashkelon located? Ashkelon is Israel's southernmost shoreline city. It is south of Ashdod and north of Gaza. Question number two, what is the meaning of the name Ashkelon? Where does that name come from? So some scholars suggest that the name Ashkelon derives from the Hebrew coin Shekel. In Israel today, our coin is called a new shekel. It is based on the biblical or historical coin that was used by the Israelites in the land of Israel in the time of the Bible. So the name of the coin was Shekel, and Ashkelon might be based on that same word, on the shekel, because Ashkelon was a very important international port city for import and export and financial exchange. So the Ashkelon might be based on the word shekel. But again, if you have other ideas about the name Ashkelon, feel free to let me know about that. Question number three. When was Ashkelon first settled? Well, archaeologists have found in Tel Ashkelon, Tel is the archaeological site of Ashkelon, and they have found findings of the city dating back to the Neolithic period, which could be 6,000 to 10,000 years ago. It was a major city in the Neolithic period, but even building up in the Bronze Age. The Bronze Age is the time of Abraham. 4,000 years ago, it was a major city. The city of Ashkelon in the Bronze Age was encircled in a sand barrier that was at least 15 meters high, or maybe even more. That's pretty high. It was like a walled city, and it had an entrance, a gate. Remarkably, the gate of Ashkelon that was built 4,000 years ago was preserved because at some time in history it was hidden under the sand, and the entire gate was preserved. It is an ellipse shaped gate that is 4 meters high, made of mud bricks, and that gate was found in the archaeological dig, and we can enter the gate when we visit the archaeological park. Outside of the gate is a small temple where there was a cow-shaped idol that the residents of the city or the visitors would stop at this temple and offer give offerings to their gods for their success in business or for their success on the roads traveling from Ashkelon to whatever cities they were going to. And that too can be seen when you visit the archaeological site at Tel Ashkelon. Question number four. When was the first archaeological dig at Ashkelon? Well, actually, the first archaeological dig, or the first dig at Ashkelon, is recorded in 1815. There was a British aristocrat who was eccentric, and her name was Lady Hester Stenhop. Lady Hester Stenhop came to the land of Israel in search of hidden treasures. She heard some rumor or had some map saying that there was a treasure buried at Ashkelon, and she came with the intent to find this treasure. She succeeded in convincing the Sultan, the Ottoman Empire, the ruler of the Ottoman Empire, to grant her permission to dig at Ashkelon, with the understanding that she would split the riches found with the emperor, with the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. She found no coins, she found no gold, she did find archaeological artifacts that she destroyed because she believed that the gold was hidden inside of them. So she caused damage to the archaeology, but she didn't actually find what she was looking for. That was in 1815. Is Ashkelon mentioned in the Bible? Yes, Ashkelon is mentioned in the book of Judges and in the book of Samuel as a major city on the way to Gaza, a Pelishtim city, a Philistine city. In the book of Judges we read about Samson, who traveled from his home in Eshtaol near Beit Shemesh, and he stopped at the city of Ashkelon on the way and waved havoc in the city. It says in the book of Judges, the Spirit of the Lord gripped him. He went down to Ashkelon and killed 30 of its men. He stripped them and gave the sets of clothing to those who had answered his riddle. And he left in rage for his father's house. The book of Judges, chapter 14. If you follow my Bible classes on Root Source, we will reach that and learn more about the Judges and about Samson. Samuel 2, chapter 1, again Ashkelon is mentioned. Tel not in Gath, or Tel not in Gat. Gat was also a Pelishtim, a Philistine city. Do not proclaim it in the streets of Ashkelon. Lest not the daughters of the Philistines rejoice, lest the daughters of the uncircumcised exult. That was in the book of Samuel 2, chapter 1. Where is a good place to visit in Ashkelon? Well, a good place to start is the archaeological park, Ashkelon Park. Ashkelon Park is a national park that is administered by Israel's National Park Authority. It is kept very well and clean. It has access paths and roads for the disabled, for people in wheelchairs, and people who have mobility limitations. So that is definitely a plus. There are many parts of the park that you can reach if you are disabled, and there is parking for the disabled, so that of course is a big plus. There are clean bathrooms, which again is a big plus. There are green, grassy areas with trees and shade where you can have a picnic. There are even areas that are designated for barbecues. All of that is really great. You can there's an area where you can throw a frisbee, and it's interesting for the entire family. By the way, it is on the cliff overlooking the beach of Ashkelon, so you can go down to the beach as well and dip in. And you can see a great view of the entire shoreline of the electric station, the power station, and of the city, the modern city of Ashkelon. So going to the national park is definitely a great place to start on your visit in Ashkelon. And of course you can see all of the archaeological findings that have been revealed. The great gate of the city of Ashkelon, the small temple, the walls of the city of Ashkelon that were built through the different ages, the Roman Forum, which was the city center, the place of gathering of the people when the city was ruled by the Romans. In all, I urge you or suggest that you visit Ashkelon, and again, when I am a tour guide, I will be glad to take you there and to see other places. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to write them in the comment section. I look forward to hearing from you, and come back to see more virtual tours in the land of Israel. Be well. Shalom.